Okay, this is just a real quick video review on one of my Swiss Army knives. I'm not sure of which model this is. I got this probably 4 years ago as a present for my birthday, and it's probably one of my most heavily used knives that I have. It also was one of my first knives, probably my second knife, but overall I think the Swiss Army knives are just great little knives. This particular one, just to go over the tools that it has a regular blade, a smaller blade, it has a can opener and flathead screwdriver, or bottle opener and a flathead screwdriver. It has a, I know it has a can opener. Let's see. It also has a pair of really nice scissors that I use to cut my paracord while making paracord bracelets. And the last tool that it has on the top would be this double tooth saw. Now I know it's kind of hard to see all of them at once, but that's all the tools that are on the top of the Swiss Army knife. Just close those. And now on the bottom we have corkscrew. We have this little, I'm not really sure what this is. If someone would like to comment on what the use for this is, that'd be great. And this right here, this is a, I don't really know the exact term for it, but it's what you can punch holes in fabrics with it. Like a belt, for instance, is one usage for that. And it's just a cool little tool to have. I've never really used it, but just in case you ever need it. It also has toothpick and tweezers. Now I've used this knife for many campouts that I've been on to, backpacking trips and stuff like that, and it's just been a great little knife. It's not too heavy, especially for all the tools that it has. You'd think it would be heavier. The blade, the metal on the blades is relatively good. It does keep an edge, not as good as some, but it still does keep a good edge. And the saw is probably my favorite tool on this thing, because this saw is incredibly sharp and will cut through just about anything. Like I said, it's a double tooth saw, so you have saw teeth on this side and saw teeth on this side, and it is very sharp. It's very hard to like move your finger across it, even barely pressing down. I've cut through really thick branches. That's about it. That's all I really use the saw for, but it's just done amazingly for that. The scissors, I said earlier, these are just amazing scissors. I cut my paracord for them. This thing will go through leather. This thing will go through paper, obviously, rope, anything. These scissors, I've never sharpened these scissors, and I've had this thing for 4 years, and it still cuts amazingly well. The smaller blade here, this is what I use to strike a fire stick. It's what I call it. Not sure the correct term for it, but it's basically a little piece of flint, I believe, that's on a fire steel, I think is what I called it. I'm not sure that's what it's called. It's on a little handle, and you just scrape it across, and it creates a whole bunch of sparks, and it's great for starting fires and stuff like that. I really don't have any gripes about this. I just think it's overall a great little knife that I think I definitely recommend anybody getting. It just has every feature that I think you need. It's not an EDC blade unless you keep it in a backpack or in a carrying system, because the fact that there's no way to deploy your blade like this CRKT M16, which will be reviewed very soon. This one, it has a place for your finger to flip it out. and it's a very quick deployable blade, and in an EDC sense where you're carrying one in your pocket, this also has a pocket clip. This does not. It does have a key ring though. I think you carry this on a key ring, but it's easy to deploy, get it out quick, just flip it open and you're good to go. This, it takes 2 hands to open the blade. You have to manually open it and then do that and close it. You can't flick it out, so it's a very slow deployable blade. But overall, I think this is just a great little pocket knife. I think anybody should own. Great first pocket knife. Maybe not this design, maybe one of the smaller ones. Swiss Army makes tons of different designs for their knives, and I know this is just one, and I'm not even sure if they probably still make this version, but it's just been a great knife, and on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it an 8.5. Reason for that is that the blade is slow to deploy, and it doesn't keep an edge as nicely as better steel. It does keep an edge though. It's by no means a bad steel. Let's see. It's by no means a bad steel, but it's not the best on the market. But I mean, this is also not the most expensive blade on the market. I mean, 8.5 is a really good marking for a knife. I mean, probably the highlighting features on this particular model are the blade and, in my opinion, the saw. I think the saw is just a perfect addition for any pocket knife or Leatherman, which there will be a Leatherman Surge review out soon, just to let you guys know. I think that's probably the best feature on this knife for me. I mean, there's really not much else to say about it. It's just an overall great little knife, and I'd highly recommend it to anybody who wants to buy it. And that was my video review on the Swiss Army pocket knife. Okay, just want to do a quick cutting review on the Swiss Army knife. These are just some regular index cards, and this is just some regular 550 paracord. To start off, I have not sharpened this knife in a while, and I have not cut through cards in a while, so I'm not sure how sharp the knife is. But just from showing, it goes straight through like butter. No, like perfectly sharp. Probably haven't sharpened this knife in 4 or 5 months, and yet it's still super sharp. Now for some paracord. 7-stranded paracord. Goes through like butter. Now these scissors, which I just absolutely adore. I mean, great scissors. Goes through easy. Paracord goes through like easy, like butter. I mean, really not much to say. I mean, great knife, great cutting power. The blade stays sharp. I know it's not the doesn't say sharpest longest, but it's still a great little knife. I highly recommend it to anyone who wants to buy it.